Welcome to another adventure with Getting Lost. Today, we're going to tell you a story about a very popular story called Journey to the West. Of course, I will not tell you the whole story because that story is over 100 chapters long, but I will tell you part of the story using the dioramas here at Haw Par Villa. So I think we should get to it. So let's get going and let's see. Let's start the journey to the west with the origins of some of the characters and some of the adventures they went through in their journey. Sun Wukong, who is also called the Monkey King, was born on Flower Fruit Mountain from a stone egg that formed from an ancient rock created by the coupling of heaven and earth. He distinguished himself bravely by entering the Water Curtain Cave on the mountain. For this feat, his monkey's tribe gave him the title Handsome Monkey King. After angering several gods and coming to the attention of the Jade Emperor, he is given a minor position in heaven as keeper of the horses, so that they can keep an eye on him. This job was a very low position, and when he realized that he was given a low position and not considered a full-fledged god, he became very angry. Upon returning to his mountain, he put up a flag and declared himself the great sage equal to heaven. Then the Jade Emperor dispatched celestial soldiers to arrest Sun Wukong, but no one succeeded. The Jade King had no choice but to appoint him to be the guardian of the heavenly peach garden. The peach trees in the garden bears fruit every 3,000 years, and eating its flesh will bestow immortality. So, Sun Wukong eats nearly all the ripe peaches. Later, after fairies came to collect the peaches for the heavenly peach banquet, informed Sun Wukong he is not invited and make fun of him, he started to cause trouble in heaven and defeated an army of 100,000 celestial troops led by the 4 heavenly kings. Eventually, the Jade Emperor appealed to Buddha, who detained Wukong under a mountain called 5 Elements Mountain. Sun Wukong is kept under the mountain for 500 years and cannot escape because of a spell that was put on the mountain. He was later set free when Tripitaka came upon him during his pilgrimage and accepted him as a disciple. Marking one of the valuable lessons one can learn from this journey, this story tells of the troubles that lust can bring. Tripitaka and his disciples chanced upon a mansion in a cypress grove and asked the owner, a widower, for permission to rest for the night. She gladly agreed and even offered herself and her 3 beautiful daughters for marriage. Tripitaka and Sandy were strong in their Buddhist beliefs to abstain from women and politely declined, along with Monkey God, who was uninterested in such pleasures. Pixie, who had a soft spot for women, fell for their charms. He was blindfolded and tricked to try one of their magical waistcoats, which turned into ropes and bound him tightly to a tree in the grove. The other woke up the next morning to look for Pixie and discovered that the mansion had disappeared. This scene tells of Tripitaka's encounter with the 7 spider spirits and is the most dangerous and thrilling among the 100 chapters of the novel. The demons believed eating Tripitaka's flesh The demons believed that eating his holy flesh will grant them immortality and plotted to trap him. When they heard that he was nearing the spider den, the spider spirits turned into beautiful women to seduce him and his disciples with their bodies and charm. They trapped and bound him when he begged for food and intended to cook and eat him the next day. Pixie was the first to rush to his rescue, but fell prey to them due to lust and got into trouble himself, whereas Sandy was not. So what he did was he actually rushed off to find the monkey god, who then came back and defeated the Spider Women. This episode tells of resisting non-virtuous temptation by keeping strong faith and bearing the goal in mind. In the novel, Tripitaka had a magical white horse, which was actually the third dragon prince of the sea. Like Tripitaka's 3 other disciples, he was punished and given a second chance as he had emerged from the seabeds and devoured the original white horse. Thus, the goddess of mercy transformed him into a horse to help transport Tripitaka and the scrolls on the long and difficult journey. In real life, Xuanzang studied the Buddhist scripture for 18 years in India. He brought them back to China, where Emperor Tang Taizong helped him to translate them into Chinese, which birthed greater Buddhist teachings. Sandy is commonly known as Sha Seng. He was a heavenly general punished to guard River Liu Shan, as he was often drunk and distracted by mortal affairs. He became a fierce sand demon until he met the goddess of mercy, who wished to reform him and relieve his suffering by letting him protect Tripitaka on the quest. The most stable, logical, and polite of the 3 disciples, he was also obedient and loyal. In this scene, Sandy remained brave and firm despite being overpowered by the spider spirits. He said, "Kill me if you like, my eldest brother," which is Monkey God, "will come soon, and he will not spare any of you." Battling countless spirits and demons throughout the 14-year journey, Monkey God met one of his strongest opponents in the form of Scarlet Child, the only son of Ox Demon and Princess Fan. This cruel and evil family caused the nearby villagers much fear and longed to live forever by eating Tripitaka's flesh. Riding on 2 fire wheels and carrying a long spear, Scarlet Child was famous for emitting fiery flames from his mouth and nostrils. He could also raise a tornado to sweep victims into his cave of fiery cloud. Scarlet Child trapped Tripitaka at Flame Mountain and tricked Pixie by impersonating the goddess of mercy. Monkey God rushed to his rescue and is seen here engaging in fierce battle with Scarlet Child, who was equally powerful. Goddess of Mercy appeared and defeated the Scarlet Child upon knowing his evil deed and made him into one of her attendants forever. A human with a pig's head, thus called Pixie, his Buddhist name Wu Ning, signifying his awakening to powers and abilities to achieve greater things. He started as a heavenly general like Sandy. Pixie was attracted by the goddess of the moon's beauty and was punished to be reincarnated on Earth after an attempt to get close to her while drunk. Tripitaka calls him Zhu Bai Jie, meaning pig, and Bai Jie meaning 8 rules, a constant reminder of the 8 Buddhist rules, as Pixie was greedy, lazy, and lustful. His 36 magical transformations proved useful during the journey, and he fought well in water battles alongside Sandy. Pixie was the most highly skilled after Monkey God and served as an encouragement to people as he reached a difficult goal despite his bad habits. The summary for the whole story is Journey to the West. This is a world-famous tale of a holy monk and his 3 disciples who travelled long and far to the Western paradise to obtain Buddhist scriptures during the Tang Dynasty. Xuanzang, better known as Tang Sanzang or Tripitaka, in the story had the help of Monkey God and two fallen deities, Pixie and Sandy, who retained supernatural powers. Given a chance to atone for their mistakes, these three disciples had to protect Tripitaka from evils on the quest and rely on one another's strength to offset their weaknesses. It teaches the value of teamwork and determination to reach one's goals. This epic novel by Wu Qian-en is based on Xuan Zhang's real-life travel to India for the scriptures. So that's the story of a summarized story of the Journey to the West. I hope you enjoyed this story and also enjoyed your trip to Haw Par Villa. And if you can come here by yourself, please do. It's a very interesting place. You must see it for yourself. And as per usual, you know what you must do. You must like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to join me for my next adventure. Bye bye.